Hey friends, Dave here, fishing not working, and you guessed it, I'm not working. Anyway, um, it's actually almost the new year. It's cold outside, really cold, and it's too cold to go fishing because everything freezes up. So, next best thing is you dream about fishing, right? Well, I got something better than that. Get ready for next spring. And if you're catfishing, one thing you always need is bait, correct? And if the cast nets are not working, in other words, the shad or anything is not near you, cast nets don't work, what are you going to do? Well, you can go to Strawberry Chicken, which works, usually, sometimes, kind of. But cut bait works, so you got to get some bait. And sometimes that's a chore. Well, I started making these tiny little jigs, and I run them up close to the shore, and you'd be surprised what you can catch. Little bait fish, anywhere 2 to 4 or 5 inches long. Yellow perch, bluegill, all kinds of crazy stuff. But what I've been doing is I go on Amazon. Probably can't read this. These are 1/80th ounce jig heads. They're painted, they're bare, they're affordable, and they're small enough that bait fish can bite them. Because so many times you get the little jigs, they're just too big for the small fish to bite. So these little dudes, it'll work. If you're out in a pond where bluegill are, these are perfect. If you got grandkids or kids, throw a couple of these on a bobber. Let them throw them out. When they get close to the shore, hold on, because that's when they're going to hit. It's actually a lot of fun. And they're easy to tie, kind of fun to tie. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to use some colors that are easy to see. But basically, I use these jigs. I use skirts that are used for lures. If you're making lures, skirts come in all kinds of colors, shapes, sizes, not shapes, but anywhere you can get skirts. And I seem to have the best luck with the darker skirts. Actually, that right there, it's more of a frog colored. It's got some green and some brown or frog colors. That worked real well. But you're going to use colored, fluorescent, anything you want to use. Whatever the fish are biting on, doesn't matter. What I'll do is just go make a variety up and see what works. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to use some bright colors so you can see what's happening. So, red. Now this is Ultra Thread. I had one here. It was 140D thread. This is just a floss thread. I don't know that it matters. Something strong. But basically, you're going to dress the hook. This gives you something for the everything to bite onto, everything to hold onto. So, red is not a bad color. Any red bleeding through looks like it's bleeding. Fish are predatory, and anything that looks like it's bleeding is probably good. So, I learned that one from Jimmy Houston. He did a seminar here where I live in 1980, 81. Came to town. The convention center here, they had a fishing show, outdoor show. And he did a seminar. And he carries, at the time he said he carried red fingernail polish. in his tackle box. He had a hard time explaining that to his friends, but he put drops of red fingernail polish on his lures, and it made them look like they were bleeding, and he thought that it worked better than not. I've just never forgot that, and it's kind of stayed with me. Okay, so that's it. Basically, you're going to tie a strand of this on there. You're going to position the top side, which is actually the bottom side when you're fishing it, but before you tighten it up, and it's just a couple loose loops. Get her on there straight what you want before you really tighten it up. And then bring your thread to the front. I like to tie a half hitch in it here, just get it out of the way. See what I did there? I messed up. I don't know what I did. What the heck did I do? Not sure what I did, but anyway. Let me just try it again. Make sure I got that. Okay. I try to get my thread out of the way. So what you're going to do now is just wrap this skirt on your little lure. This is about as simple as it gets. And this is longer skirt than normal, so we've got a lot to play with. You can wrap this as tight or as loose as you want. If you wrap it tighter, the color kind of bleeds on it and washes it out. Also, when you wrap it tight, you have a chance of breaking it off, which is kind of a pain in the behind, but it's not a big deal. So you're just giving it a body with this. As many wraps as you want. I do tend to taper it front to back, kind of, if I can. Pretty simple. And I still got quite a bit left, but let's just tie it off for the heck of it. Here we go. Get this out of the way. Tighten my string up. Now, don't let go of the rubber side. Whatever you do. There we go. And I've given it a little red ring neck. Here's what I'm looking for right here. Let's just tie our string off. Now, one thing you cannot do, you need to resist the temptation of using glue. Do not use glue with the rubber. It eats the rubber up. And it'll look all right until you go to use it and you open your tackle box and it's all balled up rubber. Not working. Kind of that simple. Was not hard, was it? But let's get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Stretch that a little bit. I didn't cut the string too close. Scissors need sharpening. Always something. It don't matter. Okay, so here it is. The tail's too long. That's it right there. It is that simple. These things work. Let me pick this up and show it to you, if I can. If I can. Yeah, maybe not. Holy Toledo. That is it. They're very small. I tie two on a line. I put them 8-10 inches apart. If you got kids, throw a bobber on there. Let them drag them through the bank up close to the rocks, the weeds, whatever. They do nothing but catch fish, little fish. Okay, it's that simple. And there I've used colors that are easy to see, fluorescent. You can use darker colors. I more natural color. Let's just tie one more. real quick with a darker color. Maybe, if I can get my fingers on it. Okay. Okay, that's a blackhead. You can buy these unpainted jigs, okay? All different sizes. You can buy the bigger ones for crappie and so forth. Just unpainted jigs, okay? And what I like to do is I'll go get some fingernail polish, dollar store. It's not $1 anymore, $2, whatever it is. You can pick any color out you want. Bright colors, black. I don't know who would wear black fingernail polish, but they do. And dress marks, it holds. It adheres to it pretty good. And then you can make, if you want to make these in a bigger size, you can use 2 of these strands and have 2 tails coming out the back. But here's a color that I like, and I've had luck with. It's this darker color. It's more of a natural color. It's kind of a frog color, really. Let me, here, let's try this one here. This is a $140D. It's just a floss, and I just like floss because I can pull on it without it breaking. I forget sometimes, pull too hard and break a lot of things. That's kind of a pain in the behind. Okay, so run your string halfway down. Grab your skirt that you haven't lost yet, if you're lucky. Hang it over the back a little ways. Get a couple wraps in it and you can adjust, just loose wraps. You can pull one way or the other, but you want to get a few wraps in this so it doesn't go anywhere. It's already messed up. See that? But basically, see, that happens. If that happens, just start over. It's not a big deal. Here is more where that came from. Maybe. And some of these skirts are better quality than others. Some of them are very light. This one is a very light weight skirt. Doesn't do well with pressure pulling on it. Oh my goodness gracious. Flimsy. It likes to fight you. See, I got that one all awkward looking. We can fix it though. Mercy. Okay, here we go. So before we get it, we'll just kind of get it coming out the back. Wrap a few times going up front. Get it out of the way. Get your string up front. Let's tie it off, get it out of the way. Half hitch. Kind of. Okay. Get our string out of the way so we can mess with this thing. Okay. Here we go. You can just feel that this is a much lighter weight skirt than the last one I was using. So you got to kind of be semi-gentle with it because they do break, as you saw. And the stronger ones you can really torque down if you want. But just be careful when you get to the end. Don't forget. You can put as much or as little on here as you want. Let's go with that. That looks good to me. Get out of the way. Tighten this up. The floss also will not cut into the rubber because the real fine strings can cut rubber, cut all kinds of stuff. But We'll just go over that. It ain't gonna matter. Yeah, that's it. Broke it off. Okay, so here we go. Let's put a tie it off. It ain't going anywhere. It's not gonna let go. How much do we have on the end? Probably about right. Maybe another 30-second off or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. But that is it. That is as simple as it gets. And that is a natural color. And that is actually the color I had the best luck with this, August and September. It actually worked. So, but really you can make these up any way you want. They're quite simple, a lot of fun. Make a whole bunch of them. Like I said, put two on a leader. Put them 8-10 inches apart. You actually put a float on there and hand the pole to the grandkids. Let them go catch you some bluegill. They'll have a blast. And it beats putting worms on hooks, I can tell you that. So try that. Try that. I think you'll like it. It's easy. There's nothing there very expensive. And it's actually kind of fun to make. So, and then you can go bigger and bigger. If you're a crappie fisherman, you can make your own jigs with crappie. I mean, you can put 2 or 3 of those tails on there. They work well. Pick you the colors that whatever the crappie are going on, and you can put 2 or 3 tails off the end, or 4, or 1 or 2. Keep it simple, depending on the size of your jig. But they work. So let me know what you think. Get ready for spring. It's coming. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys. See ya.